Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Nico de Gallo Show. Dope title sequence, go! In my last video, I talked about sound alternation and certain things that happen in day-to-day speech. These sound alternations and things are synchronic, meaning that at one point in time there are two forms that exist, both are considered correct and, very normalized. However, sometimes the newer form starts to get used more and more, and the older form starts to get used less and less till it's not even a part of the language anymore, and that is sound change. But how did that happen? How did we get from there to here? Let's find out. Sound change is diachronic, meaning there are 2 points in time, and at one point it was said this way, but at another point it is now said this other way. And there's not two ways to say it, one is now just wrong. It's not part of the language anymore, so it can't even be wrong because it doesn't exist. When these sound changes happen as the result of a surrounding environment, or they seem to be conditioned by something, these sound changes are called conditioned sound changes. Every once in a while, there is a sound change that happens regardless of anything else going on in the language, and they don't give a hootenanny about what sounds are around them. These are called unconditioned sound changes. And sometimes certain sound changes happen here and there regardless of anything else, and you don't really know when it's gonna happen or when it's not, and these are called sporadic sound changes. Did you say examples? Yeah, I got some, because I'm all about the cool beans. No warm beans allowed. Mergers happen when something that was previously two distinct sounds in a language start to become represented by the same sound or the same phone. So in Spanish, Z's and soft C's in Spain are pronounced, which is why they say people in Spain have a lisp. And S's are pronounced S, but due to certain sound changes that happened in Spanish, especially southern Spain, which led to Latin American Spanish later, these two sounds started to become the S sound, and now there is only the S sound and no sound in Latin American Spanish. So while Latin American Hispanics like to poke fun at how people from Spain sound like they have a lisp, people from Spain probably think that we sound like a bunch of snakes when we talk, because we're always going sss. If you've ever read French, you've probably noticed that most of the letters at the end of a word are not pronounced. This is due to deletion, which I talked about in my last video. French was standardized in its spelling during Middle French, where a lot of those letters were pronounced. Over time, those phones were deleted from spoken French, and they didn't change the spelling to reflect that, they kept it, but the language as it was spoken changed, and that's just how French is spoken today. It's not considered wrong or slurring your speech, it's just the change in a language from point A to point B. Diachronic. But wait, there's more! Sometimes, like my life, certain things get shuffled around, and when two sounds switch places, this is called metathesis. And this also happens in Spanish in words like atún, which when we borrowed into English became tuna, which, did it happen the other way around? If it did, I'm sorry. Okay, now there's no more. Psych! There's a ton more, but there's way too many for me to list, so I'm just gonna cut to the...
This week's word of the week is comfortable. The reason it's the word of the week, as boring of a word as comfortable may sound, is because it's a really good example of something called metathesis. The T switches places with the R sound, or the sound as it's pronounced in the word, and it ends up being, instead of comfortable, comfortable. That is this week's word of the week. If you have any other words that you think are interesting or cool for whatever reason, let me know, and I would love to feature them in the next episode, or the episode after that, possibly even the episode after that.
All right, that's it for this week's episode of the Nico de Gallo Show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the camera and lighting work that's been done today, credits go to my friend Peter Van Loo behind the camera. Hey, Petey. Hello. If you like the music from today's video, it is courtesy of my friend Austin Found. I will also put links to his stuff down below in the description so you can follow his music career. And if you appreciate the work I'm putting into these videos, it would be super awesome if you liked and subscribed, which I forgot to say in the last one. Please like and subscribe. You are helping me make my dreams come true. Also, I opened up a Patreon, so if you want to send donations and help me buy new equipment or editing software, that would be super cool. I will most likely invest it into making Nico de Gallo even better. And I will also have a link to that down below. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'm out.
Am I pretty?
You're the subject of my Snapchat, so of course.
Bueno.